Alright, hello everyone. So I actually pre-recorded both of these videos before this, and I talked throughout the whole thing, and I found out that my volume wasn't being recorded. So this is a second go round of both of these videos. So the first one is going to be recorded right now, and it's actually going to be the mascara I just did instead of the one I had done originally, because I'm already wearing it. And usually at the end of the video I like to open it with you guys out of the container fresh and put it on. So these two are going to be a little messed up. One of the containers I still have since I just recorded the video for it today. So sorry that it's not as perfect as I had planned it to be. And basically what these videos are the ingredients. I'm not sure what I'm going to name them yet, but basically they're the ingredients in each and every mascara that Wet n Wild that we sell at Walgreens, which is only 7 Wet n Wild mascaras. We might sell more at different Walgreens because not all Walgreens are made equally, and we also might sell more at Walgreens.com. However, in all the stores that I worked at, because I was a floater, we only sold these 7. So I bought all 7 of them last week, and I've gone through all the ingredients in them, and I am still in some of them because it takes a long time, and broken them down so that you understand what's in them and what they do and why this product has them. And some ingredients I may not give all the full answers to because this is me learning it by myself, having done the research for you guys, so that when you look at the next scientific words on the back of the container, you might recognize a few of them that stick with you today. So the first one is going to be, I'm going to pretend like it's not out of the package. It's going to be this Wet n Wild Volume Plus mascara. It is already open, unfortunately, but it does say Max and then Volume Plus on the side. And then it's from Wet n Wild, so we're doing Wet n Wild's first, and it is waterproof. And on the box, it does say it is waterproof and hydrofuge, which basically just means waterproof. And it's up to 10% more volume. And then on top of that, it's 100% waterproof. It's amplified to the max, is what the box says. And then it's not tested on animals, which is one of the really good things about the brand Wet n Wild, is they don't test on animals, and I really appreciate that brand for that. Now, to get down to the ingredients within this mascara and this specific product, they have, I think, a total of 16 ingredients. So, sorry, my voice went out. The first one, pre-warning, heads up, I most definitely will not pronounce all of these scientific names correctly. I'm going to do my best. I think it's kind of funny how I pronounce them. So if anyone out there actually knows how these are supposed to be pronounced, or go and look them up, by all means do it, but I'm giving it my best shot. I pre-read it in its broken down stage. However, I'm still not going to pronounce it correctly. It's a scientific word, and I have never gone to college for science or anything like that, just cosmetology. So here we go. Our first ingredient is isodododecane. It's a solvent and emollient, which basically means it retains moisture and it applies smoothly. It's not thick or greasy residue, and it's a colorless liquid that enhances spreadability, and it's weightless. So basically, this isododecane in this mascara is to basically spread out your eyelashes and give them more moisture, as well as it's weightless, so it's going to help volumize in the fact that it's not going to weigh down your eyelashes. Our next ingredient is Copernicia cerifera wax. Cerifera wax. It's a palm tree native to northern Brazil, and this wax is made from the leaves of that palm tree. And it's thermoresistance. It's a high melting point. It prevents sticky feelings, and it gives a dry effect. It's also water repellent. So once again, in this mascara, it's improving that waterproof capability that it states that it has. And basically, so it's not sticky, it prevents that stickiness, because there are a lot of waxes and things in this that can cause this to feel sticky, and it's just trying to help prevent that even upon drying. And basically it also is moisturizing, and it's an all-natural ingredient. Can't get much better than that. Next ingredient is hydrogenated polycyclopentadiene. It's a light color resin. It's amorphous polymer, which basically just means it's glass-like, and it can cause skin irritation. So I believe this one wasn't like necessarily toxic, but it wasn't great for your skin. It can cause some irritation, and that's the most I found on it when it comes to its toxicness, or toxicity, I guess is the proper word for that. And it's a light color resin, so it's kind of like an oily liquid, and I'm assuming that this basically is because it's a polymer, it's just an added ingredient, which polymers we know aren't good for us. They're not that, it's one of those things that if you're looking for it, or you know what you're looking for, it has it on a lot of shampoo and conditioner bottles. It'll say right on the front, polymer free. So paraffin free. Goodness gracious. So this is one of those things that actually people have been trying to take out of most of their products now, because we actually know how bad for us it can be, and it's only over consistent use that it becomes toxic to us, and that's how most of these ingredients are going to be. It's excessive use, so it basically means if you're reapplying it day after day after day, like 3 times a day or twice, and you're doing it every single day, never give your face a break or a breather, and you're using the same exact mascara, then over the years it builds up in your skin and it becomes toxic. And it affects things like mostly your organs usually, but sometimes also, yes, it can cause like skin rashes and things like that, especially if you're someone with sensitivities. Our next ingredient is tribehiene. It's a glycerin and behenic acid, which is natural fatty acid, and it's found in animal, vegetable, and oils. Animal fats, vegetable fats, and oils. There we go. Such as tallow, palm nut, and coconut. It's a skin conditioning agent. It's an emollient. So emollient is basically, once again, it's just retaining that moisture, and it sometimes is soothing. So it's probably most likely contradicting that irritation that we just read about a second ago, and that's other ingredient. And skin conditioning agent, this basically just means that it's basically got a moisturizer in it, so your eyelashes don't dry out. Because your eyelashes are basically like your eyebrows and your hair. They are just regular hair on your body, so we need to keep them moisturized. So a lot of mascaras have conditioning agents in them. Our next ingredient is paraffin. It's white and translucent. It's a waxy solid. It's a waterproofing compound. It's hydrocarbons obtained from petroleum. Petroleum is a type of jelly. I believe it's found kind of like in Vaselines and bag bombs and things like that. It's a heavy, thick jelly, waxy, kind of oily feeling kind of jelly. And it's actually usually very good for your skin. It's very hydrating and conditioning and things like that. So basically this paraffin is just part of their waterproof compound in this ingredient, and it's just to help that. This ingredient also is known to clog pores, and it's not easily broken down by the body. So basically this is another ingredient that over years and years of using it, your body's going to have a hard time breaking it down. And it's basically got, I believe, certain enzymes in it is what I read. And your body just can't break those down as easily as other things that are more natural for it. It's just the way it is. So it's also known to clog pores. So like if paraffin is in any of your moisturizers or things like that, it could, part of your reason you might be breaking out is because that ingredient is in there. Your next ingredient is Distoterium hectorite. It's a clay compound. It's a dispersing agent, which basically means it's a surfactant, and that basically means it prevents setting and clumping in the mascara between different ingredients, and it's a thickening agent. So this specific ingredient also contributes to the volumizing factor. And then our next ingredient is VP/hexadecyna copolymer. It's copolymer. I got the last word. Hexadecyna. I don't know how that's pronounced. You decide. It provides water and wear resistance. Once again, another ingredient that helps with that waterproofing. It's also a moisture barrier. Once again, helping with probably locking in the moisture as well as keeping it out and waterproofing it. And it's a pigment dispersion. So basically that just means it helps with the color of the mascara in my... Oh my Jesus Christ. Okay. Opinion. Okay, next ingredient is extremely hard to pronounce, so hang in there. Bis-diglycerol polyacylidipate 2. It's used as a base for ointments instead of lanolin. And it's made from sheep's wool. So that's what lanolin is made from. It's made from sheep's wool. So this is basically just a substitute for that natural base in ointment. So it's a base in the mascara that is a more of a synthetic way of making the base rather than getting it from sheep's wool. Next ingredient is glycerol stearate. Glycerol stearate. It's made when glycerin reacts with stearic acid, which is a fatty acid from animals and vegetable oils. So this is something that is made from those two combinations, glycerin and a kind of acid. And then it's also conditioning, so it helps lock in that moisture. It's an emollient, so once again, that's a softener or soother. It's a surfactant, which is a stabilizer of mixtures of oils and water. And then it also reduces greasiness from oil, so it's another thing helping this to not be greasy and probably help lock in that moisture as well as keep moisture out. Probably somewhat helping with the waterproofing aspect of this mascara. And propylene carbonate is our next ingredient. It's organic compound. It's colorless and odorless liquid. It's safe in small concentrate, and it dissolves other substances. So something in there basically just needs to be probably broken down further, and this is put in there to do that. And this specific chemical, they have a certain limit that they're allowed to use, because if they use any more than that limit or that certain percentage, which is a very, very small percentage, then it can be toxic. So that was something that I found out about it. It's not a great ingredient because of that. To me, something that you have to limit that much, I don't really want it on my skin. But I mean, I've been using all sorts of mascaras for years, so I'm sure I've had this on my skin. I'm sure most women have, if not anyone who has applied makeup for years and has never bothered to do the research for it. So I'm sure in the short run it's fine. It's the long run, again, that makes it toxic. Or people people not following the rules and not getting caught in the act of breaking those rules and using a higher concentrate of it. And unfortunately, on the back of this box, it doesn't say the exact percentage that it has in it. And for some reason, I didn't bother to look that up, but that's something I probably should have done for you guys. Alrighty. Next one is phenoxyethanol. It's a preservative. It's oily, slightly sticky liquid. It's a faint rose scent. It's acutely toxic to the central nervous system, and it actually causes some skin irritations. So all in all, this ingredient is to preserve your mascara. However, it's not great for us to actually have it on ourselves, and it's probably another thing that they have to limit the amount that they put in each product, because overuse. On top of that, remember, moderation, moderation, moderation. I'm going to keep saying that. Everything needs moderation, because over years and years and years of using the same product and you not knowing what's in it can cause apparently central nervous issues and skin issues. So that's something I feel like that's important for all of us to know. And these are just my notes. I didn't copyright anything. I wrote down the ingredient, and then I wrote down just bullet points on things that I read. Isopropyl titanium trisostriate is a synthetic compound from fatty acids. It's used for pigments, and it's actually safe for you. So this is another thing that's helping along that color in the mascara, giving it the very black tone that they want. And then our next ingredient is tocophenyl acutate. It's a form of vitamin E, and it's actually an antioxidant. It has antioxidant properties, which is really cool. And then our next ingredient is Pseudomonas chinensis seed oil, and that's actually a foreign plant. So let's see. I actually don't have where this plant is from, but it's from some sort of desert, and it's not from like the United States. So I have no idea how to pronounce that. It's an oil from a jojoba Pseudomonas chinensis, the first two words. So it's an oil from that plant, in other words. And it's an oily liquid wax similar to the protective layer of the human skin. So we actually have a layer of our skin that is there to protect us from sun rays, from heat, from all those different things, and keep us looking young for as long as it can. And so this specific oil from this plant mimics that, or we mimic it, I don't know, however you want to word that. Basically, they're very similar, and I think that's amazing, because now we can get something out of a plant that's natural that we can add to our skin that makes us even safer, especially as we get older, because that stuff does start breaking down in us. That's why we get wrinkles and fine lines and sagging skin, because our skin does start breaking down and it's not able to regenerate as quickly as it used to be. Even from babies to your 20s, your skin is regenerating a lot slower than it used to. You know, your skin as a baby was so soft and so bouncy and elastic, and now it's not as much anymore. And then especially as you get older, you really see the difference. Next, or actually on this same subject, it's natural and safe. It's actually very good for dry skin, like I was saying. It's a moisturizer and a emollient agent, which basically just means it's a softener and a soother. It improves skin elasticity, once again. which is what I had, basically most of that stuff was what I had already just mentioned. So this is actually an ingredient that's probably put in a lot of anti-aging stuff, so I thought it was cool that they put it in this mascara as a moisturizer, basically. Next ingredient is also an all-natural ingredient. It's a macadamia ternifolia seed oil. It's a fixed oil from nuts and bushnut. It's a glyceride filled from fatty acids. It's a conditioning agent, it's an emollient, it's a soother and softener, in other words. It's natural and safe. So basically they're probably using this to add some sort of volume as well as moisture to your lashes. It's another oil in there to help volumize and give your lashes that nice good moisturizer. Olea Europea fruit oil is an oil from the fruit of Olea Europea. It's a type of plant. It tightens and minimizes sagging. It's natural and safe, even edible and healthy for you. So I thought that was fascinating because there are some natural stuff that we can put on our skin, but it's actually not good to digest it. So if we just took this specific fruit oil out of the mascara, we could eat it, which I think is neat. And it would be healthy for you. So basically this is just another oil in there, probably helping with conditioning and trying to help with volumizing your lashes. And then our last but not least ingredient is iron oxides. And basically these are just coloring agents. That's about all I could find on it. It looks like it's not a natural ingredient and something that we make from other things, and it helps to color. Sorry, my shirt's driving me crazy, or my dress. So this is that mascara. We're pretending like I'm opening it for the first time because I'm very upset that I had to already do this video. And then I wanted you guys to see the brush. Usually I show you this and how it looks in your hand, how big it is. And it actually is slightly angled up here, and it's flat on this side and then rounded on the rest of the sides, which I kind of like about it. I think it's neat. And it's flat right here, and then this top comes to like a point. So, opening it, I already have it on my lashes, so I'll give you a close-up look of that. This is kind of what it looks like out of the bottle, so you can tell the tip is kind of thinner with smaller bristles, and then towards the end it gets rounder and thicker with larger bristles. So this is it on my eyes. I'm actually going to get you guys just a little closer. So as you can tell, it is, and it was just applied like maybe 40 minutes ago. So it did give my eyelashes some volume, and I know that picture was just slightly blurry. I did try and kind of get my camera to zoom in, but it wasn't exactly working. So as you can tell, this mascara claimed that it was 10 times more volume. And I don't know if that's supposed to be compared to their other mascaras or what precisely they're trying to say it's 10 times more than. However, to me, just in general, it's not the most volumizing mascara. I've seen better, I've used better, so it feels fine on my eyes so far. I have no irritation, even applying it, I had no irritation. So those are all good signs and pluses, but I just feel like they claimed it was extremely volumizing, and to me it was not. So That's my opinion on it. That's it. So yeah, basically this is a really good mascara. I want to say it has like 5 or 6 all natural derived from plants ingredients, and then it only had, I want to say, 2 to 3 ingredients that were definitely over time with excessive use. So use it in moderation. Overusing years of buildup, it can be acutely toxic and cause small problems or assistant problems that you already may be forming from drinking too much soda or smoking or other things like that. So just beware of what's in your products and beware on the amount that you use them. Moderation should be applied to all things in your life, including makeup, unless it's all natural, which this one is not. So I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you like, I hope you subscribe, I hope you leave comments, recommendations, ideas, anything like that. Please be nice. I don't like rude people, and I will just ban and delete the comment. So, I hope you guys have a great day other than that, and I hope you enjoyed learning a little bit more about a mascara that you may or may not want to buy someday. Have a good day.